Um, this is an overview of the hospital management system. I would like to give a brief overview of how this application works. It is a user-friendly application for hospital, and it reduces the burden and help to manage all sections of the hospital like admin, doctor, patient, nurse, pharmacist, receptionist, accountant, laboratory management, and billing. And one of those things it does is that it improves the processing efficiency. All the paperwork and manual tiresome work can be automated easily and efficiently. And one other thing it does is that it deals with automatic tasks of maintaining laboratory and diagnosis. Now, this is the admin section of the hospital management system, and what this does is you could manage doctor list, you could manage departments, you could manage patients, nurse, pharmacist, you could manage laboratories, accountants, payments. You can get to see payment histories, medicine, and a whole lot. Then even bed allotment, blood donators, you can see all of those things, and it helps you to store information about patients, and you can easily search the detail in just in twinkle of a second. The detail is out. If for example I am a patient in this particular hospital, they have enough hope center, and when I come for appointment, the receptionist do not have to go through the stress of looking for my file. It's just with my name, do a name search or my hospital number. Then in twinkle of seconds, my information pops out, and my history can always be viewed. And one of those things it also helps is you can also check through the patient and doctor's conversation. So let me quickly run through the application so we can see the functionality. Now this is the dashboard section, and this just contains brief information about what it's on the application at the moment. For example, we have 4 doctors that have been registered on this application, and each of these doctors will always have their own login details. The same thing applies to the nurse. We are going to go to the doctors section dashboard. We'll log into the nurse and all of the other personnel. So let us go to the department section. So this is the department section, and the department section, the admin can add the department in right from the admin side here, and also the admin can assign doctor to a particular department. And one of those critical thing about this section is that it is only the admin that has control of the department, both because the admin can add department, can edit department, can delete a department category. Let's say for example I would want to add a department. Let's say call this department physician or gynecologist. So any of these things I could always add a description of the department. Well, as soon as I am done, okay, let's just call this, let's say, a test department, and this is just a test department. And then I could look for any image on my PC, as this department, and I click on save. So this is the department that was just added, and I can always manage the facilities in this department. So if in this department I have a facility called, let's say, test tube, I could click on manage facility. It comes down here and add each of the facilities in this department. So let's say I have test tube in this department. I can add, this is where we add the description of the facility. So I click on save. So I've just added a facility in this department. So the next thing I would want to go to is the doctor section. So this is the doctor section, and one of those things that could always happen from this section is the admin can invite the doctor. The admin can update doctor information such as department, the profile, email, phone number, and then social links. Also, the admin can delete the doctor's account if, for example, the doctor does not have anything to do with the hospital anymore. And then there's also the print option available. I could export with Excel, and I could export information with PDF via PDF. I could just click to print this information, and then what happens is that I can have this record printed from my from the printer. So if I would want to add a doctor, I just click on the add doctor, and let's call this doctor Sam, and or the email, let's say email support@spendsoft.com.ng, and I would want to give this person a password 1 2 3 4 5 6, because it is at this point that the doctor's login information is being created from. It is the combination of the email here and the password that forms the information of that particular doctor. And then I can add the address, let's say Jos, Nigeria, the phone number of the admin, and let's say this the department. Remember that right from the department section we must have set all the departments in the hospital, because if that is not set, nothing is not going to appear here, because you remember that we did set test department. So when I click on this drop down box, I should see my test department. So it's a very, very dynamic system, and you just need to follow the details step by step. So I want to add this doctor in this department, and if I have the profile of the doctor, I can just add the profile of the doctor here, add the profile of the doctor here, and just if you have it typed on your Word, you can just copy and paste in this section, in this text box section, and you can update the social links. Let's see facebook.com, if this is the doctor's information, Facebook URL, and if you have the doctor's image also, you can just select the doctor's image. Let's use this particular person, and we click on save. So this is the doctor I just added now, and the information of the doctor. Remember, you can always edit, you can delete, permanently delete. So the next thing we will be going on to is the patient. This is the patient section, and then one of those things the admin can do is the admin can add patient in the system. The admin can update the name, email, mobile number, blood group, and information also of a particular patient. The admin can delete the patient account. The admin can print the patient information. You can get by either you download via PDF, portable document format, or via Excel and CSV or the likes, or you print directly from here. So let's add a patient record. I click on add patient. So this is where I add the patient information automatically. So if I have, these are the fields: the name of the patient, and so on and so forth. When I'm done with this, I just click on save. So as soon as I click on save, automatically the information of that patient appears here. And another sweet thing is that you can easily do a search straight away. So let's say I want to search for a patient known as Sam, and so you can just see within 1 second I can see this information of this particular patient, and just like this. So this is just the patient section. Now let us go straight to the nurse section. So just like the same way we add doctors, we can always add nurse. So the nurse also can also have their login information. The system is based on user privileges. So the doctor have its own user privilege. What the admin can do, the admin can manage all functions, but the doctor can only manage function that is being assigned to manage. So the same thing also lies with the nurse. So it's at this point that the nurse account also is created from. Whatever we add here, the password and the email forms the login details of this particular patient. So let's say, for example, this is Hope, www.hopehaving or www.hopecenter.com. You can always create customized email, like let's say I am a nurse now and my name is Shade Thompson. So you could create Shade Thompson at hopecenter.com. So that forms then a password, let's say 123456, or any kind of password that you want. Remember that from the nurse account, she can always update a password to her preferred, so that nobody can tamper with it. The only person that have the privilege of updating the password is from this section, the admin section, because the admin have all the user privileges. So the next thing we'll be going straight on to is the pharmacist. So the pharmacist is the section where you can also create portal for the pharmacist. So it's just the same way that doctor work, the nurse work, also the pharmacist, also that of the laboratories work the same way also. I think we don't need to dwell on this. The same thing with the accountant, and also that of the receptionist also. If I want to add a new accountant, it's just to click on add accountant and I get to see that. And receptionist, the same thing also. We are still going to log into each of this portal of the doctor, the nurse, the pharmacist, the laboratories, the accountant, the receptionist, so that we can get to see how that section looks like. Then another sweet thing about this application is that there's a part where you can always monitor the health, as in both financial health and other things that happen within the system. So like I would want to view, let's say, payment history so far. So this is I want to view payment history. Let's say, for example, I want to view this invoice. I click on view invoice, because this must have been entered from the accountant section. This is the invoice. This person paid 1,000, and this is just details. This can be customized from the system setting within the admin section, the name of the hospital, the logo, and the likes. Then the admin here can always print the invoice, just to click on print invoice, and this can be printed out. Also, you can also monitor the bed allotment. So this is the bed number, bed 10, the bed type. This is the patient that was be allotted from the bed, and then the time and the discharge time. You can monitor that from the admin end. You can monitor the blood bank, the blood donor, the blood bank. You can also monitor the blood donor, the medicine, operation reports, and you can monitor the birth reports and death reports. And remember that from login section, we can always see the full details of what has happened so far within the dashboard section. So also we also have the payroll part. The payroll part is where we could always see what has happened in terms of payment system. You can always create the payroll, and on creating the payroll, what happens is that each of those personnel within your hospital system, you can generate their pay slip, so that at every month you would have all of this information within the admin end. So this is for example, let's say I would want to generate a payroll for this particular doctor, Austin Otto, for the month of April, the year 2018, and I click on generate payslip. So from this point here, I would want to add the allowances in, because what the payroll is all about combination of each of the allowances. And if I have a fixed amount that I pay, that each person else is being paid, you can just add. So let's just make it a fixed amount. Let's say salary is 100,000 naira. So I can just add this allowance. If I want to add something else, I want to add a new kind of allowance, I can add that. Then if there's any deduction, let's say tax deduction of the tax deduction amount is, let's say, 10,000 or 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira. So when I am done with this, I can always, if I want to add more, I can add more. So it's just a matter of clicking on calculate total allowance, then also clicking on this. So this forms the net salary of this particular personnel, Dr. Austin Otto. So the total allowance is 100,000, and the total deduction is 5,000, which is the tax. Then this is if I want to select has it been paid or not, but at this point, let's say it's unpaid, and I can just click on create payslip. So at this point, I have created a payslip for this particular employee. This is the payslip number, and you could, if this could be made available to the bank, and well, whatever thing you want to do with that. So if this doctor has been paid, I could always this is just a preview of the payment. The basic salary 0, allowance, total allowance, this. If I had added something about the basic salary, what happens is I would have a figure here, and this is the net salary. So what means is that this is what this particular doctor will be paid. So if this doctor has been paid, we can always go to the action part and say mark as paid. You can even see view the payroll details. So this is the payroll details of this particular this particular doctor. It can be printed. This shows the summary of everything. This is the payroll code. This payroll code is so unique. It's very, very unique, because you can use this payroll code. You can do a search from this section to know whether this person has been paid or not. And if this person has been paid, from the admin end, you have the privilege of just mark as paid, and this will change automatically from unpaid to paid. So we can see now at this point that this doctor has been paid. So this is how the payroll works. Like I said, you can create payroll and also view the payroll list. So, and I think basically this is just an overview of the admin end. So we would go into the other portal, like the doctor, the patient, the nurse, the pharmacist, the laboratories, and see how all of those work.